by a different process. So the relevance of this is very simply this. The conscious mind can learn by reading a book or watching a television or hearing a person give a lecture, because that is the way the conscious mind creates knowledge. But the subconscious mind is a habit mind. It is the mind that learns from repeating things over and over and over again until we learn it, so we can do it blindfolded, so we can do it without thinking. And the two minds don't talk to each other in the same way. That is why you can read a self-help book. Your conscious mind will become totally aware of what the contents are. I can give you a test on the meaning of the self-help book, and you could pass it with flying colors. And then I say, now that you've understood this new book, has your life changed? And the answer is almost inevitably no. And the reason is, the conscious mind can become aware through this process of learning, but the subconscious mind is the habit mind. Unless I make a habit out of it, it doesn't learn.
So therefore, it's essential that you create healthy habits and repeat them over and over and over again to imprint them on that subconscious mind. And it's these healthy habits that help to enhance good health.
To imprint healthy habits, it takes usually 6 to 12 months. In order to be automatic, they need to be hardwired into your brain. And that needs time, repetition, and motivation.
There are actually two forms of motivation. One is the painful one, which is that gremlin with the needle which picks you in your butt, and you move forward in order to survive. You change lifestyle habits in order to survive. The other one is inspiration, and that's a lot more joyful. So search for a community which does healthy cooking, healthy lifestyle, exercise, and be inspired by them. Join in. It's tenfold nicer to achieve the same outcome, but without the pain.
That the healthiest thing you can possibly do is to have passion, something that you're passionate about, something that gives you a spirit of joy. It makes you happy. You get out of bed and your feet are just got happy feet and you just want to go. You just want to be about this thing that you're excited about. If you have passion in your life, the studies show that that excitement and that passion of living in that state can overcome the damage of toxic relationships, a crappy diet, the fact that you don't walk or get into the sunshine and you don't drink enough water. That's how powerful passion can be in people's lives. It's the most critical thing that you have to maintain longevity and a healthy state.
Don't do anything to not die. Don't drink your juice so you won't die. Take your supplements so you won't die. Eat an organic diet so you won't die. Meditate so you won't die. Forgive everyone so you won't. Don't do a thing to not die. Do everything to live. By all means, drink your juice, eat a fabulous organic diet, take your supplements, go for that run, exercise, do whatever you can, not so you won't die, but so you'll have lived today well.
If your mind is filled with chemical, neurotoxins or pharmaceutical drugs which have deadly side effects on your mind, you cannot have joyful or happy thoughts.
We're lucky in that sense that when they're going through that physical detox aspect, our guests become very vulnerable in a sense. So it's easier for them to connect with emotions that have been stored up, or harder for them to keep them down. So when we start talking about that, there's a lot of beautiful emotional release on their part, things that they, something that might have happened that they never really grieved or cried about here during that period of time where they're detoxing. It comes up and it's so easy and it flows. In a way, it really makes our work so much easier because it's not chipping away at their defenses. As they're detoxing, those emotional barriers come down and it's easier for them to actually show those emotions. And when when it subsides, then it's easier to start rebuilding and resignifying, you know, giving a new meaning to all these different things.
We see what we recognize as a healing reaction when the body lets go of toxins and so on, and tumors start to shrink and pain starts to go away. We call that a healing reaction. We also see a mental healing reaction. When those toxins leave the brain and they begin to lose this negativity, okay, we see men as well as women going into crying jags, sometimes lasting for 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 hours a day, usually only one day. And you can't console them. They don't know why they're crying, but they're letting go. And all the pain, just a cancer diagnosis is not exactly fun. All of that blackness that's in their minds, let's go. So we work very intensively with the mind. Not that we get a psychiatrist coming in, or a counselor, or anything like that. But the therapy clears the brain cells. After all, what do you use for thinking and planning and ideas and looking forward or being depressed? You use your brain cells, right? They're just as poisoned as the rest of you if you have cancer, if and when you get chemo. That's even known as chemo brain.
And so this whole thing of food and its connection to the mind is that the body literally is simply an outgrowth and a replication of the brain. This is the command center. Every time you take a food in, the brain identifies and interprets smell, taste, touch, sounds, everything about that. And then what today we would call the nutritional components. Nutrition means process of light. Light, no doubt, just as they taught anciently, is intelligence. Plants take light in, and through today what we would call photosynthesis, synthesize from light the intelligent messages that our brain can identify and heal and repair the entire house.
A great way to gain this understanding is to not only detox your physical body, but to meditate. And meditation is essentially detoxing your mind.
We often say to people when they're having a panic, come to your senses. And we say that for a really good reason. Your body is always here now. Our minds are all over the place. Our minds are forever jumping 5 seconds, weeks, months, years into the future. 5 seconds, weeks, months, years into the past. So one of the most effective ways of bringing your awareness out of the future, out of the past, is simply to come to your senses.
When a person is dealing with chronic health issues, usually the first thing to go is that mind-body connection, that connection. So they want to be as disconnected from their body as they can. And it makes sense because they're experiencing pain. They might feel let down by their bodies. So that is one of the first things we try to teach them, is how to reconnect with their body through this very simple and very safe, and that's the key word, safe exercise or meditation. So it feels safe to connect with the body when you're sending joy and gratitude. And it feels great for them. It feels great for them.
And we all know that relaxation improves your immune system. We all know that the less stressed we are, the better immune system we are going to have.
I think we all need to be meditating or do some sort of relaxation, because stress is a driving force to hormone disruption and to suppressed immune system and everything that leads to chronic illnesses. So relaxation exercises, meditation, yoga, tai chi, anything that lets us get into a peaceful, relaxed state we're in the moment is vital. It's an important hormone harmonizer.
Now, many would say in meditation, you will come back to yourself. But it's very difficult when your mind is in that constant brain noise to sit and meditate. Now, Dr. Haller explained that very nicely. He said, imagine your soul to be a shy little girl, which the more you interact with the world, hides and is fearful to approach you. So you will never be in touch with your soul. But when you do something which is quiet, which is silent, which is joyful, which is melodic, which is in harmony in movements, that's when your soul is attracted to you. She will come forth, she will peek over your shoulder while you do some painting, some drawing, some art, some music, and she will start to reunite and build that trust that you need to be in touch with your soul. And that's why most of the clinics that we have visited have art, have music, have dance, have meditation, have all those things integrated into their healing process. And it's incredible what kind of results that type of healing brings in the whole healing program. When you talk to someone who went through the process of cancer, they will come, cancer healed my life. Cancer helped me to repair the relationship with my parents, with my husband, with my children. It helped me to learn about my body, how to nourish my body, how to care for my body. It helped me to meditate. It helped me to relax. There is many things that cancer brings into your life, or any kind of problem brings into your life. And that's the secondary benefits. And to understand that, and to understand how we can see these beneficial results up front, right from when the problem starts, that's what's called emotional intelligence. And as soon as you learn to see that, the problem dissolves into nothing.
I think that the secondary benefits are a huge piece of understanding what I would consider the treatment. I mean, that's the treatment plan. It's all drawn out for you. If you start to really understand the conscious and the unconscious, because a lot of the most important secondary gains are the unconscious ones. You know, because I would say that, you know, cancer solves problems that the psyche couldn't figure out how to solve, okay? And if we can appreciate the wisdom in that it's actually a gift. It's actually you are loved so much in this universe that you're given help to figure out solutions for something that you couldn't figure out by yourself, quite frankly.
There was one cancer patient during therapy looked at me and he said, I am so grateful for what I have because I learned so much. Normally it's a reflection and looking back and saying, thank you for the experience. It wasn't that pleasant, but thank you. But but I have seen in the midst of it somebody saying, I'm grateful. And if we can just foster that attitude more, I think we would heal faster.
You shouldn't be so unhappy to have cancer because it's very fascinating. And when you interview cancer patients 2 years after they got cancer, I think it's a figure like 80% saying, that was the best thing which have happened in my life that I got cancer. Now I'm a completely new person. I learned so much through this cancer that actually I'm very happy I had the cancer.
Very, very true. I've had patients tell me that cancer is the best thing that ever happened to them.
It was when he sort of adopted this new belief system and went on a nutrient program, got off all his medications, lost a lot of weight, got his life back, everything's back in order, and it's about sort of 3 years now since he sort of cured himself from these horrible illnesses, that he looks back on his life and he says, I was designed, this illness came into my life for a reason. It was there to help me learn and to grow and become more. And I think coming from a person who never really believed in natural approaches to healing, to say that sort of proves to me that illness and cancer, whatever illness for that matter, is an opportunity for us to learn and to grow and become more. And yeah.
But I do think those of us that can get the problem and even entertain a little bit that there's purpose with it and it's there to grow and learn and help us, you know what? I think the quality of our life is better and the quality of our health is better as a result if we can see things that way.
And only when we take all of that in consideration and all of that is being assessed and treated, then we can talk about true health or true healing. Yeah, because what we found and what we know in psychology and in spirituality, if the mind is not connected to the spirit, then the shifts or the changes that a person needs to do for the long-term healing won't happen. You know, if their mind is in that same rut, if they're still craving the same unhealthy foods or having the same unhealthy habits, it's not going to happen. You know, it's not like a magic pill. It's the long run. And when the mind changes and it connects with their essence, their true self, that's when we find a person has the best chance to really become healthy, truly healthy.
So you're not your body, you have one. It's your job to nourish it, rest it, exercise it, and fluff it up and make it feel good. You're not your mind, you have one. It's your job to quieten it down and keep it in good company. You're not your feelings, you have feelings. And it's your job to become aware of what is this that I'm feeling, or how am I going to express it in a way that won't wound myself or anyone else. So that from here on in we can anchor our sense of self in our consciousness, in our awareness, in our spirit. And from that place take responsibility, which is our ability to respond to the fact that we are enmeshed in the physical.
People can call it spiritual, like a aha moment, but something in whatever that is, and perhaps it's from having the diagnosis itself, that allows them to see their life in such a different way and gives them such a different permission to see things, change things, view things, and relate differently in their world. Shifts their very core being.
I point this out to people I talk to all the time, that whatever happens to you here, your family's going to benefit from this. You know, you've got a wake-up call. You've got the cancer symptoms that are a wake-up call for you. But think about all of the advantages your family is going to enjoy from this, learning it at a much younger age than you did about what's necessary, you know, to keep our bodies healthy.
What I've seen is not only for us, but there is a benefit for everybody who's involved with us. How do we relate to each other? You know, what is my learning out of that as a caretaker, as a friend, as somebody who's involved in the treatment? I mean, what an honor, somebody coming here and saying, I trust you enough that in my life, basically, because that's what the perception is that maybe you can guide me. I mean, it's the greatest honor I know, that somebody allows me to touch them, you know?
People demand what they want and they'll get it. I mean, all stores now, every store, Target, Walmart, they're all offering organic foods because people are saying, this is what we want, this is what we have to have. And so all of the Costco's, all the companies now here in the United States are offering healthy foods. Even I saw at Starbucks, Starbucks has raw food now when you check out. And I was like flabbergasted. That just happened in the last month. They have raw food snacks and pure fruit, things for the kids, things that they didn't have literally a month ago.
So we have the power of, as individuals, to change the system. You know, supply and demand. The only thing that ever changes in economics is when the demand changes.
The benefit of this system is that the people have an ability to vote every day that they make a decision, and I think that is a really powerful. Laurenton and I like to call it voting with your shopping trolley. Yeah. As you go shopping each week, if you choose organic food, if you choose biodynamic food or food that's been grown in a sustainable way, local food, so you're supporting local farmers and local produce, and you're eating in season, so it's in balance with your body, and recognising those aspects of how we as humans interact with our ecology. So as more people demand healthier food, more organic food, more sustainable food, and food with more nutrients and less toxins, more industry revolves around creating high quality food. And so I think that's a really great way, or as a microcosm example, to make the best out of a not so great situation or a not so great system we've created for humanity, which is this capitalistic system.
Well, the question about how long will this change take place, and the answer is how serious the crisis is. As crises mount, time changes. That when we are really up against the wall and we don't have 40 years for change, then change will have to happen much faster. So crisis is the drive force of evolution, and the crises that we're facing are causing us to make changes that we don't have 40 years to wait anymore. In 40 years, if we continue what we're doing, we'll be really on the edge of human extinction on this planet. Science has already told us within 40 years, the fish that we use for food will be fished out of the ocean. So imagine a world in 40 years where we don't even have ocean to feed us anymore. A completely different world. We don't have the time. Crisis will accelerate change, and we are now in a very rapid acceleration of new vision, new belief, and new models of health.
A lot of people don't even like to mention the word cancer because they associate it with death. I'm here to tell you that cancer does not equate death, and that you can reverse cancer, and you can live with cancer for a very long time with excellent quality of life. We have patients that were told that were going to die in 6 months or a year. They're alive after 20 years, and some of them still have cancer. So cancer does not have to be a death sentence, and there are many options for patients out there, if they study sufficiently, for them to live with cancer or even reverse it.
Anybody ever tells you your body turned on you, slap them in the face and walk out. Your body will never turn on you. Your body loves you. You have 10,000 trillion cells, and they all have a job to perform, and they love performing it.
And if you help along and support your body's innate ability to heal, cancer is curable now.